Audio Journal Update, June 24th, 2017. Today, we're actually sitting outside the Home of Grace, the chapel. We just had a pretty cool, I guess we've got to lead up to how did we get here?
We were in Van Cleave at the north end of town at the Martin Luther King Jr. Family Park, and we used one of their grills to grill 24 hot dogs, and we wrapped them up in tinfoil, and then we headed out. We actually headed towards Gaucher and realized, you know what, there's a camper out here for sale, and we probably ought to check on that while we're here. So we drove to a family's home that has a camper for sale that we're looking at, just out of curiosity. It may be some place we might want after our summer is over. But anyway, we
passed Home of Grace.
We passed Home of Grace on the way out there and saw it and thought, you know, that would be a cool place to go.
We had 20-something hot dogs.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch of hot dogs cooked. So we went out and saw the camper, and we like it, but it's rainy, it's wet, so we couldn't really get a look at the inside of the camper yet.
But we got to pray with the people.
We stood in a prayer circle and prayed over the family, and it was really sweet. It was a good prayer.
While we were barbecuing, Joseph was making these crosses, and we never seemed to be able to keep these crosses on us because people always say, that's a nice cross. And then,
as soon as they do, we hand it over.
As soon as they do, it's just like, okay, you know. But anyway, we also got to pray for the men. We said, hey, we found them. There's several of them need hot dogs. We prayed in a big prayer circle. But Joseph, tell them about the crosses, man.
Well, while we were at the place in Van Cleave making the crosses, I had actually some extra ones that I haven't wrapped yet. But somehow I just felt like what I've already wrapped would be enough. And when we made it over to the Home of Grace finally, I gave every man a cross. Every man got a cross and some hot dogs.
Mm-hmm.
That we ran into, not all of them.
Yeah, there's a ton of people here. The ones we talked to were actually inside watching a baseball game, and they said y'all came at the perfect time because we could use a snack. We're watching a baseball game, and here you come with a hot dog. So, it just worked out.
I had gave everybody in our little small group a cross, but there was one who didn't have one, and I remembered I had one around my neck, and so I made him a string for it, and gave it to him, and we got in a huge prayer circle and just was loving on one another and praying for one another and lifting each other up, and it was definitely a God
huge circle of men.
I'm gonna tell you what, this place looks really nice.
This place is spectacular.
These guys are getting worded up too. They're like, yeah, man, their life's being changed here.
It is. It's a good place. It's a wonderful place.
All right,
it's like a paradise here.
It is. It's like Garden of Eden.
Amen. Team Jesus.